Welcome back to Breakaway, everyone. We are now at Etheridge and Hamlett Law Firm, and I'm here with attorney Rick Hamlett, and they're located at 212 West Church Street, just about a block from the courthouse in downtown Nashville, North Carolina. Thank you very much for joining us, Rick.
Well, Jen, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm a big fan of your show.
Now, Rick, at Etheridge and Hamlett, you really focus on many areas of law, correct? Tell us a little bit about that.
Right, Jen. All of our lawyers here at Etheridge and Hamlett are what we call trial attorneys or litigators, and we handle a wide variety of legal issues for clients. I do a lot of criminal defense work, from murders to traffic tickets, DWIs. We also have lawyers in the firm that handle civil matters, wills and estates, domestic relations, personal injury, wrongful death, those type of things.
So really a wide array.
Yes, we do. We can handle just about any problem that someone comes in with, and if we can't, we have referrals that we can make to other attorneys.
And Rick, today we're here to talk about estate planning. And for those who are not familiar with that, tell us a little bit about what estate planning is.
Okay, well, Jen, in its simplest form, it's just getting your affairs in order, making sure that the things that you have are disposed of as you like them to be at your time of death. So it's coming up with a plan to take care of what belongs to you when you're no longer around.
And it's very important for young couples, correct?
Well, it is, and that's primarily the area we're going to talk about today, is estate planning for young couples and primarily young parents. Lots of times, people like yourself with young children don't recognize the benefit and the necessity of having a good quality estate plan to provide for their children in the event that either or both parents no longer are around to take care of them.
And what happens should that be the case?
Well, hopefully.
Which we would never want that to happen.
No. Hopefully you've met with an attorney, someone like myself, and you've got a plan. If you don't have a plan and you're a young couple, a lot of different things could happen. Your children could end up going to someone that you might not rather have your kids with. If you have a plan, then you can designate in the document who you'd like your children to be left with, who's going to take care of the money or the estate to provide for your children. But in the event that you don't have that plan, then it's really up to somebody else to make that decision.
So Rick, this is really a very serious matter. And in your opinion, what is the reason that many young parents may not take the action to do this?
Well, Jen, I think there are several reasons. First of all, it's not a topic or a subject that we like to think about, thinking about what's going to happen in the event that we're not here. Another reason is typically young parents and parents of young children are young themselves, and it's something that is always out in the future. So it's always something that you can do a little bit later. Jen, another reason is that typically young parents and parents of young children haven't got to that point in their life yet where they've accumulated a lot of assets and a lot of wealth, so they don't really see the benefit and the need of having a good quality estate plan.
But obviously for the children, it is gravely important.
Yeah, I know you're a mother of young children, and I know from my own perspective that once I had my first child, although it had never occurred to me previously, I knew at that point that I had to have something and somebody in place to provide for my children in the event that myself and my wife were not around. And it is very important to make sure that your children are in the hands of somebody that you care about and who will care for your kids.
And so, Rick, tell us, what is it that is involved in the process as far as documentation?
We'll first have just a get-to-know-each-other session. Well, I'll ask the right questions, we'll get the information. At some point later, after we prepare the documents that I think need to be prepared based upon our conversation, we get them back in and we go over the documents, and then the documents are signed, and hopefully they can then rest easier at night knowing that in that event that their kids and their affairs are in order.
And it's a relatively inexpensive process, correct?
It is. For most young parents, it is very cost-effective and relatively inexpensive, considering the peace of mind that you get knowing that everything's in order.
Now, I will ask the question that I know a lot of people are probably wondering. There are people out there that will perhaps go to these different programs online to download documents. And so I would ask you as an attorney, what are the benefits to coming to you personally as opposed to taking that route?
If you've ever heard any of the advertisements for those type companies, they are very quick to tell you up front that they're not a law firm and they're not a substitution for legal advice. Basically, they are self-help companies who create the documents based upon the information you give them. So if you know exactly what you want and how to accomplish it, then there'd be no problem. Unfortunately, most people don't know, and those companies not being attorneys and not being able to give legal advice, they cannot answer the what I call the what if questions. What if several years down the road the plan that I had in mind changes for whatever reason, reasons that I can foresee or not foresee.
I mean, it really is one of the most important decisions that anyone would make, and so it's important to have somebody that you can trust, correct?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that you need to have nailed down, and you don't need to leave it to chance.
Sure. Well, Rick, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, Jen, it has been my pleasure. I've enjoyed meeting with you.
And if you would like more information about anything you've heard here today, please call the number on our website or visit their website on our screen. It is important information, and you definitely want to be prepared with your estate planning. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.